A moment is all we did need, as here we go, we're getting ready here for our final best of 7 of the night. OFFSYDE versus HyperBurg. Back to back here, one right into the other. We have our lineup as well. It is going to be uThermal versus HonMonO up first. It's going to be Random versus Terran, followed by Rex versus Special, and we end it all with Firefly versus threepoint. Okay, the pressure is on. Now, when it comes to this series, this is a qualifying match. It's all on the line here. This is a qualifying match. This is a best of 7 to determine who makes it into Code S and who gets knocked out of WTL. Oh boy, the pressure is on. Again, I have some close ties to OFFSYDE. You know, I'm a little bit biased here. At the same time, HyperBurg have a lot of amazing players themselves as well. They're feeling their A team, their ace roster, HonMonO, Special, and threepoint. I say that. Do I favor threepoint over Forjumi? Hard to say, but I think Forjumi might be playing in EPT Spring. He might be competing in EPT Spring. So I don't know if Forjumi was available here. And yeah, threepoint is going to be coming out swinging instead. Oh boy, this could go either way. I'm nervous, Papi. I'm nervous. Now, when it comes to uThermal, he's a wild card. He's a random player. He's currently a random player. He has been competing as random for the past year, I want to say. Does no longer compete as Terran. He's focusing more on his content, on his YouTube channel, on making some really fun content, to be fair. But he's no longer a pro player. But his Terran matchup is still killer. It's still very much so able to keep up with some of the pros out there. So it's going to come down to what we roll. What are we playing against? Do we roll a Zerg, Protoss, or Terran against HonMonO? We're about to find out. In the top left-hand corner, we have the YouTube man himself, rolling Terran. It is uThermal for OFFSYDE. And in the bottom left, we have HonMonO for HyperBurg. Let's go. We have our answer. uThermal, he rolls a random and he rolls his main race. So far, so good. Does roll his main race. Now, what I will say is that HonMonO, his best matchup is TVP. HonMonO, he's strongest against Protoss, but he has some damn good TVT as well. So we saw that last night. We casted HonMonO versus Quanta, and HonMonO was able to take the 2-0. Meanwhile, uThermal going for 2-Rax Reaper. Bold move. So 2-Rax Reaper out of uThermal. Because the Rax is at home, this would do well against a proxy 2-Rax of HonMonO. Alas, that's not the case. HonMonO is going for a double gas opener. HonMonO is going for a Rax into factory into earlier Hellion production. Very safe way to open up, and is going to be ideal against what uThermal's going for. If HonMonO had gone for a greedy build, like a Rax Expand, then HonMonO would be in a little bit more trouble. That is not the case. I think this could be the decider for this tie. It could be. Like, this is going to be a close one. Again, it's just so hard to judge the skill level of uThermal. Like, even with his Terran, like, he's still GM, don't get me wrong, but it's hard to judge like where uThermal's Terran is compared to some of these other pro players out there. So we'll see. I still want to give the edge to HonMonO regardless of race. I feel like if uThermal were to beat HonMonO, it would have to be with cheese, to be honest. It'd have to be with like some kind of weird cheese that catches HonMonO off guard and some kind of weird all-in. But we'll see. I mean, for now it is 2-Rax Reaper. The Reapers are amassing for uThermal, is moving out. Factory is done. We're not going for the Hellion. We're going for a Cyclone. CC on the high ground as well. Very safe play out of HonMonO. And we'll see if uThermal can catch any stray units. No command center on the low ground. Oh, shot goes off on the SCV. Oh, brutal moment there. uThermal bleeds out a Reaper already. He gets shut down. And HonMonO is perfectly safe and sound. So what just happened there was, as uThermal poked up the ramp, his first shot landed on the SCV, not on the Reaper. So HonMonO shot first, basically. HonMonO shot first, shut his opponent down. With that, HonMonO safe and sound, and he should be able to expand. Should be able to get into his expansion. Behind this, we're getting into our 2-on-1. 2-on-1 setup here from uThermal. Likewise, so is HonMonO, as he's working into his own 1-1-1, I should emphasize. Now, at least uThermal's able to get his CC on location. That is a bit of a bonus, as he's catching up with his own command center timing. And the game is going to settle down. The game is going to be settling down here. We have uThermal getting and prioritizing medevac production. We're going to go for a drop across the map. It makes sense. The opener of uThermal was less than ideal, so the pressure is on uThermal to get damage done. So the drop play is a way to make that a reality. Meanwhile, HonMonO, he's parked in the center of the map. This is a really prime location to shut down Reapers or medevacs. So uThermal has to be careful. He should be skirting around the edge of the map. And we can see HonMonO not quite finding anything in the center. Does pull back. Trying to preemptively be in position for any kind of aggression from uThermal. As HonMonO, he fans out his units. He's trying to look for where exactly uThermal is. Does come across a Hellion. Good pickup. The army is spotted, which means uThermal should know that he has a clear passage on the left-hand side for his drop if he does decide to move out. The problem here is that HonMonO is the one pushing. Yeah, uThermal, he has to stay back at home. He cannot drop. If he did, he would lose everything. HonMonO, he is a little bit too excited there. Does throw away his Reapers. Boys are being pulled. Boys are being pulled. Auto turret gets thrown down. We do bleed out 4 SCVs for 1 Cyclone. Not a bad trade for HonMonO. But again, HonMonO, he did go in a little bit too soon with his Reapers. So they were not a part of the fight, unfortunately. And uThermal holds. Second Raven does arrive. We can see that both players are still continuing Cyclone and Raven production. Very old school TVT. I say old school like last patch, I mean. Before the change to the Cyclones. As HonMonO is being forced back, the depot is saved. And we can see uThermal trying to cut HonMonO off. Doesn't quite get him though. Up, up. Oh my god, barely does get a Cyclone. Very nice pick off. Again, these Cyclone wars, they can be made or broken with like one Cyclone advantage. That can be huge. HonMonO going for a counterattack with his Cyclones. Trying to prepare with a bunker, pre-pulling the boys. He's prepared to repair. But uThermal, he doesn't commit. And this run by from HonMonO does slip in. Uh-oh. Does manage to slip in. Quick reaction out of uThermal, but SCVs are going down. What do we have at home to defend? We do delay the third CC. Delay the third. Oh, the Raven does survive. Barely does survive. We shut down the Cyclones. That could have been so much worse. Thankfully, HonMonO, he hesitated, which means he broke the lock-on unintentionally. It wasn't until after that until he realized that he could have gotten another kill. And now uThermal has a massive Cyclone lead. Remember, HonMonO, he's been throwing away some Cyclones. I think he threw away 4. And uThermal has the supply lead. He's going to be pushing. Does have engine on these Ravens. Can disable, can auto turret. There's a tank on the high ground. It does unsiege. Does manage to unsiege. There's a disable on the tank. Auto turrets are going to be thrown down. And it looks like uThermal, he's breaking through. Boys are being pulled. Can we repair? We barely keep the bunker alive. Oh my god, the repair is so good. The tank does fall. But with a mass repair on the bunker, HonMonO, he holds. Does hold the 360 repair, papi. Did trade out our Ravens. Oh, uThermal, he bled out 4 Ravens in that fight. That was an expensive trade. The third CC is not building. Finally, I think we're restarting it, but that third CC has been left idle for quite some time. It's still idle. Finish it. No, we're not building. That third CC is just chilling there. It's been chilling for like 2 or 3 minutes. Oh boy. And hopefully uThermal realizes soon, because that's pretty brutal. He should be taking his third. You can see HonMonO, he's taking his own. HonMonO, his third base was so much later in comparison. And uThermal still has not realized. Oh boy. Still doesn't see, still doesn't know. He starts up another CC? No shot. uThermal, he starts another command center. thinking he doesn't have one. That's 2 CCs in the production tab. Cyclones, they do get in. This time the bunker does fall. Good pickup. We get the bunker, we get a couple of workers. Like, I'm not seeing things right. That's 2 command centers in the production tab for uThermal. Meanwhile, we get a drop across the map. And there he notices. There we go. He finally notices the CC, and now it's being built. Oh, that was a solid like 4 minutes though. Ay, ay, ay. Drop delays a third. Solid matrix there from HonMonO does shut down the medevac. And there we go. The third base is now being taken. That third CC chilling harder than me this Sunday. Impressed. Ah, it was Chilean, papi. Oh my god. There we go. Finally, it's finished. Finally, it's on the way. That was a big delay though. Again, maybe a little bit of nerves. Hopefully we can shake them off here. As the TVT does continue. uThermal going for a drop on the left-hand side. Does skirt around the edge. Does avoid detection. HonMonO doesn't see he's out of position. As HonMonO pushes in, the drop does hit the main. We have some reinforcements, so HonMonO, he's too far out. He has to commit. And he loses control of the main base. But he could get a kill with the orbital. Orbital is going to go down. It is going to go down. Oh my god, a massive pickup there from uThermal. And HonMonO, he's all in. He's all in at this point, forcing his way up the ramp. Does disable a tank. Loses one of his own. And uThermal picks up, he gets the hell out of there. Now HonMonO does have a comparable army size to his opponents, but pushing into tanks is never easy. As we drop towards the third base as well, we get 11 SCVs dropping back into the main. And HonMonO, he's not gaining any ground, and he gets a big supply block as well. uThermal is doing it. He's popping off. Yeah, boys are being pulled. We can afford to lose some. We get on top of the tanks. We shut them down as well. And uThermal, he forces back the army. He defends his natural base. He pops off across the map as well. And uThermal, he has a lead. The worker count is comparable. That is true. But uThermal, he's on 3 CC. HonMonO's on 2. So uThermal, he can rebuild fast enough with mules, with SCV production. Likewise, uThermal also has a massive supply lead as well. He has the higher tank count and marine count. The one thing going HonMonO's way, he's been so crisp with this, the upgrades. 2-2 is done. HonMonO has 3-3 starting up, and uThermal only has 1-1. uThermal doesn't even have an armory. Armory is just now in the way. So the upgrades are heavily in favor of HonMonO, but that's really the only thing he has going for him. Does get a drop. Oof. Marines are stepping in. Despite the upgrade disadvantage, uThermal does have the numbers. Does have numbers on his side. He's breaking on through. I spoke too soon. Nah, 2-2 is pretty good. HonMonO does hold. So uThermal has to be careful, has to respect the upgrades here of his opponent. Just now starting up his own 2-2. Liberator does arrive, denying mining time in the main. In the main and the natural, we get 6 SCV kills. We're not done. We're looking for some more. I do think that uThermal could... I was gonna say I think he could maybe just go for a frontal push towards the natural, but it's risky because even though uThermal does have a lead, it's not the largest of leads right now. Like HonMonO, he's bouncing back. He's recovering. HonMonO, he is slowly recovering here. So uThermal's going for more drop play. If HonMonO can get under this, if he can shut down these drops, then things can swing in his favor. Can bounce back. As the armies, they do pass by each other. HonMonO moving out, he does pull back. He spots the army. And uThermal, he's going for the natural, going for the CC, or the upgrades. He's going for 3-3. Let's go. Denies +3 attack and +3 defense. That upgrade advantage that HonMonO once had, not anymore. Get a massive upgrade lead, and now uThermal's catching up. You had to make a choice there. EVA or the CC. I'm liking the choice in general. Going for the EVAs. Boys are being pulled. Yeah, we're all in. 100%. We were already all in earlier. HonMonO knows he cannot recover from this. Not in a longer game, pulling every single boy. Oh my god. It's all or nothing. And uThermal doesn't see this coming, but he has some good SimCity. Does have some good SimCity. Big tank shot's going to be going up, but the tanks are exposed. The tanks are exposed. We do collapse and solve them. 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks going to be going down. HonMonO just diving in. Going for the Hail Mary play. Cleans up a lot of tanks, but there's still another line of tanks behind this. So he's pushing into the main. Forcing his way into the main base. There are Marines waiting for him, though. The upgrades are even. Yeah, we have the high ground. We have the concave. uThermal came to the production. And he's holding on to his main. That was a good effort by HonMonO. He did gain ground. But there's only so much he can do. The Marines, oh, they get some massive tank shots to the face. GG gets called. And uThermal takes game number 1. Whew. GG. That was a game. I was very back and forth is what I will say. I was very back and forth. At times, HonMonO would be ahead. At other times, uThermal would be ahead. It was a very, very close game there. But in general, I have to praise uThermal's drop play. Like, time and time again, he was able to skirt around and catch HonMonO off guard, whether it was drops into the main, drops at the third, move outs towards the natural. More often than not, he was able to find a way in and catch HonMonO out of position. The map awareness and map vision and map control was something that HonMonO was lacking. And with that, uThermal was able to snowball out of control. GG does take the first win for OFFSYDE. And this is a pretty big win, to be honest. It is a pretty big win for him. And we'll see. We'll see how things do change. As HonMonO, his map of choice is going to be Oceanborn. Let's go. Oceanborn is coming up next. One of the older maps in the map pool. I'm curious what HonMonO wants to whip out. If you remember, when we casted HonMonO versus Quanta yesterday, HonMonO was playing mech. He was playing a lot of mech against him. I mean, they both were, to be fair. I wonder if that's in the back of HonMonO's mind here as we get into game 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have, for OFFSYDE, uThermal. And in the top left, we have as opponent, we have HonMonO for HyperBurg. Here we go. And I forgot, I was assuming that, oh, maybe he wants to go for Oceanborn. Maybe we're going to see some mech in TVT. I'd forgotten that, of course, uThermal, he's playing random, and he got lucky rolling Terran in game 1. Now, he rolls at Ice, and he rolls as Protoss, not as Terran. Oh boy, and I don't know if uThermal's familiar with HonMonO. I know that a lot of the European players were very unfamiliar with HonMonO, and they had a rude awakening when they played each other in online tournaments last year. Players like Cristiano, players like Geralt, they would fall prey to HonMonO as they weren't really too familiar with him. HonMonO ladders on Korea, he ladders on NA. They don't really come across each other on the European server. So I hope that uThermal is somewhat familiar with HonMonO. What I refer to is HonMonO does one thing and one thing only against Protoss, and that's all in. HonMonO, he is very aggressive against Protoss players, and he has even beaten max packs with all-ins as well. Like, that's how terrifying he can be, especially if you don't know the kind of player he is. Now, to be fair, it goes both ways. uThermal, when it comes to his off races, when it comes to his Protoss and Zerg, he often does go for all-ins as well. So this could be a very rowdy matchup. With HonMonO's inner nature to go for basically two base all-ins, like 2 base all-ins are quite common from HonMonO against Protoss. Likewise, uThermal likes to clown it up here when it comes to his off race. We'll see. It's going to be a Stargate opener out of uThermal. If you remember, the last time we saw uThermal go for a Stargate opener against Terran, uThermal went Mass Oracle. He went double Stargate, Mass Oracle. I would not be surprised if he does that here. Like, again, like that's the kind of stuff that uThermal does with his off race. Like, he's an animal. He's an animal. But so is HonMonO. That's the thing. Welcome, everyone. We've entered the zoo where... Oh, boy. As HonMonO is going to be getting into his CC on location. Starport is finishing up. I'm very curious to see what uThermal does with this. It should be an Oracle first. Okay. It is going to be the Oracle first here out of uThermal. If it is going to be the same build that he whipped out a couple of days ago, we should be seeing a second Stargate as well. And additional Oracle production. We'll keep our eyes on uThermal. We'll keep our eyes on him. Meanwhile, we do see HonMonO going for a 3-1-1 setup. That is 2 more Raxes on the way, alongside his factory and starport. Did open up Reaper Hellion. The goal of this is to be able to bust into a mineral line. Oracle has arrived. We do collapse here on top of these Hellions, on top of the Reapers as well. 1 Reaper goes down. Good pick off so far. We get a second Reaper as well. And behind this, that is not a second Stargate, that is a Twilight Council. Okay. uThermal, he's more sane. he's a little more sane here. He doesn't even make a second Oracle. So, single Oracle into a Twilight Council, into a Gateway Explosion. This should be for Blink, but I'm always hesitant to say what this should be when referring to uThermal, because it's like, he doesn't care about the meta. He does his own thing. So, we'll see. Meanwhile, Adepts, they get across the map. Oracle dips in, but there's a Viking to defend. And HonMonO, he will manage to shut down this aggression. And it is a Blink on the way. So far, uThermal, he's crazy. He's playing like a Protoss player. he's crazy. Okay. I say that, I believe... Okay, we have 3 more gates on the way. It's going to be 4 gates Blink as a follow-up. And again, this is a little bit more common after an Oracle opener. The downside is that Blink is very delayed. Blink is a lot later than normal, but it's designed to catch the Terran player off guard. The reason for it is with a Stargate opener, you more commonly see Phoenixes. That is not the case here. Not the case for HonMonO, sorry, for uThermal. Meanwhile, HonMonO, he's just building up on 2 bases, working towards a higher Liberator and tank count. And again, I imagine that HonMonO is building up towards an eventual 2-base push. And uThermal's taking a 3rd. Very important to bear that in mind. The other thing with this 4-gate Blink from uThermal, he doesn't have a Prism, doesn't have a Robo. So no way to reinforce across the map. The army is going to be pushing, is revealed. And uThermal is going to try and slow it down. Does get a Hellion. Bleeds out a Stalker. Does bleed out a Stalker in the process. HonMonO rotating around. Is he pulling the boys? He is! Here it is. We spoke about this. HonMonO, name a better duo. HonMonO and a 2-base all-in in TVP. The boys, they have been pulled. You can see them on the minimap. I was waiting for it. Safe Strap does go off. The tanks are exposed. The Liberator goes down. The boys have arrived, but is it too late? As the Liberator goes down, another tank as well. Good pickups here by uThermal. Gets a tank, gets a Lib. The boys have arrived. They can repair. But HonMonO, time is working against him. He's got to go. The longer this goes on, the better it is for uThermal. Another tank is going to be going down. Good pickoffs here. We do bleed out some Stalkers. Another Stalker does go down. But remember, it's 4-gate Blink. We have a lot of production to work with. And even the Adepts, they catch some reinforcements as well. More Stalkers on the way. 4 at a time. We're trying to collapse on this. We do dive on the tank. Oh, it's going to be an expensive trade, though. We got a tank for 1, 2, 3, 4 Stalkers. 5 Stalkers. But we get another tank. Again, this is not a clean defense by uThermal. But he's holding. He drags the army back. More boys were pulled. More SCVs going down. uThermal, he has a massive lead. He's on 3 bases. And he's poised to take this. He's poised to run away with this series. As the all-in at this point has failed. Like, it's too late. It's too little too late. We've lost so many tanks already. We're down to 1 tank. We're down to a single tank here for HonMonO. Ay. We're trying to push in. But alas, uThermal, he's just completely shutting this down. HonMonO still fighting his heart out. Trying to make this work. Getting on top of the 3rd base. The tank barely out of range. Bunkers are on the way. I mean, HonMonO does have a supply lead. To be fair, there's the overcharge. And we collapse on the army. We focus down the Liberator. We go for the tank instead. We get one. We do get a second tank, but once again, we bleed out a lot of Stalkers. These are rough trades for uThermal. He does blink away. Bunker does finish. Liberator's repositioning. Good blink so far. Good control, saving all 4 of those Stalkers. And there's no repair for the bunker. There is no repair. We dive on forward. We bleed out a couple more Stalkers, but yeah, HonMonO, he gets completely shut down. There's no more momentum here. He's down to 40 SCVs. He's been making SCVs behind this. Bear that in mind. HonMonO, he's so good at like transitioning out of an all-in, despite the fact that he pulled so many SCVs and so many workers. The power of the mule. He's back up to 41, but uThermal's on 71 probes. Like, recovering from here is easier said than done as we get another tank. Another tank goes down. HonMonO, he's going for a 3rd TC, going for upgrades, stim as well. Do have some Viking harass across the map, but it's going to be shut down. And yeah, you can see here uThermal, he's not allowing HonMonO to recover. Not allowing him to bounce back. HonMonO's trying to get into his 3rd base, but no. uThermal denies him. Going for the final tank once again. And this is a huge start here for OFFSYDE. GG gets called. uThermal, he does it. Not just with his Terran, but with his Protoss as well. He will take a 2-0 over HonMonO. And that is a strong start for OFFSYDE. GG. That is huge. That is insane. uThermal popping off, getting out of control here. Again, because he went for a 4-gate blink follow-up after the Stargate, he was so prepared for an all-in. He had more production than normal to deal with a push, and he was able to catch the army in the center of the map, was able to just chip away at it, pick off the tank, pick off the Liberator. By the time HonMonO got across the map, he had already lost so much. GG, very well played, and now we're getting ready for our next best of 2 between a Zerg and Terran, Rex and Special. Here we go. As we get ready for this, a big shout out to NZMTW. Oh my god, gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. God, papi, god, thank you so much. Hope you enjoy your emotes. We have plenty of emotes here available in the chat. We also provide replay packs, so if you want some replays from tournaments we cast, check out the Discord. Join our Discord server. You can enjoy some replay packs at your discretion. And thank you so much for the support. Gracias, papi, gracias. As we're getting ready for our next best of 2. I think Firefly's been playing well enough to get a 2-0 their favorites now. 100%. I was about to get into that. Firefly is the ace player. Firefly is the strongest player on his team. And he's going to be favored against his next opponent. 100%. Here is the opposite. Special is the ace player of HyperBurg. He is favored to win here. But Rex could make it easier for Firefly. Rex, he's no slouch. And here we go. We're getting into our next game. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Rex for OFFSYDE. And in the bottom left, we have Special for HyperBurg. Let's go. Special is the ace player of his team of HyperBurg. He is supposed to 2-0 here. He's supposed to tie things up. Supposed to. But Rex, again, is no slouch. He has a wealth of experience under his belt. And is he going for the gold? Where are we going? Are we going for Special's gold? No shot. Rex? He's crazy. He's popping off. Oh my god, Rex, where are we going? Okay, he goes, okay. I was like, are we taking the Terran's gold base right now? What's going on? He's going for a proxy hatch outside of the natural base. Crazy move here out of Rex. We'll see if this can work out. We'll see if this does pay off as he's going for an all-in. Proxy hatch across the map. This should be a hatch pool based build with a spawning pool behind this to be able to rush lings and queens across the map. For the time being, Special has no idea what's going on. Wait, what? This is hatch gas pool. Okay. Hatch gas pool build here from Rex. Interesting. With this, I'm curious if we're going for a Roach Warren. I'm very curious. We didn't rush into an early spawning pool, so queen production is going to be a little bit delayed. I believe the hatchery is going to finish. Drones, they're moving out across the map. Are we going to be going for a spine rush? It has to be, right? It could be one of two things. These drones could be poised to go for a spine rush, or they could try to mine through the minerals. Remember, there is a mineral wall here protecting the natural. We could try to mine through it as we scout. Oh my god. Fortunately, Special Scouts, that SCV was supposed to be going on the right-hand side. He does confirm, does get eyes on this. Spine crawlers are on the way. We are not mining through those minerals. It is going to be a spine rush, and Special knows he's getting ready. Unfortunately, Rex will not have the surprise factor. I mean, he still kind of does. Special is transitioning. He does have his Reaper being sent across the map. And do we have anything to defend back at home? We do not. Drones are under fire. One worker going to be going down already. Lings, they have arrived. Do we get us around? Oh, we barely do not. The Reaper does slip away. Special, he lubes up his Reapers as he sends them out. They slip away from the surround. And Special, he can threaten that mineral line. Drones, they're coming. They're mining. Drones, they are looking to mine through those minerals. Let's go. They're trying to. Special, he sees, and he's going to deny it. Especially he rotates his Marines over. We spoke about this yesterday. We've seen a couple of times already this patch. We've seen a couple of times Zerg players try to pull off this build and try to pull off a variation of this all in. He mines through the minerals. The wall is open. The wall is wide open. We've seen players attempt this variation of all in, mining through these minerals, and so far Rexy has pulled it off. He's opened up the main base. Depot is going down. Lings are flooding forward. Ling speed is still not done, but it's going to finish up in a couple of seconds. Boys are being pulled. That Cyclone is looking a little bit exposed. And Rex, the main base has been compromised. The Spine's going ham here on that bunker. Ling speed kicks in. Special he sees. He has a second bunker behind this and a third bunker as well. That's a lot of bunkers. So there's a 3-bunker setup. Lings, again, they're looking for a surround on the Cyclone. But Special being so careful. Oh, he goes for it. He gets a surround. Big moment here. Surround on the Cyclone. Cyclone goes down. Big pick off. The bunker as well. As we did stop repairing. And with that, we're breaking on through. We're gaining ground. We have vision here into the main base. Creep is spreading. And Special's in trouble. His production's under fire. He has to lift up. He has to lift. Where does he go? He's pulling back behind the mineral line. Ay, ay, ay. We have 2 Hellions. We have 2 Hellions. They are zoning away the Lings. Spine crawlers gaining ground, getting on top of that bunker. On top of the racks as well. Lings, they try to go for the surround here, but the repairs are a little bit too good. Decent hold position micro. But a lot of Lings are going down. Oh yeah, that was a rough trade for Rex. The bunker refused to fall. We do focus down as many SCVs as we can, though. We go for the SCVs. The Queen does get targeted. But the bunker falls, and now we're within range of the CC. He's done it. He's done it. He's within range. And what do? What can Special do? The base is under fire. He has to repair, and that's going to impact his mining. He doesn't have anything being produced behind this. Tank is on the way. The tank is coming. For that CC, it's getting lower and lower. The Lings, they go for it as well. It does catch fire. Oh my god. 0 income, 0 mining here for Special. Let's go. The YouTube build. Let's go. uThermal, make a video out of this. Make a video. Do it, papi. Don't just make videos of yourself. Make a video for your team. As the Spine Crawlers are leapfrogging forward. The tank has arrived, but what are we saving? Rex has the better economy. The tank zones away the Spine Crawlers at least a little bit. Gas geysers are going down. Okay, what do we have? We have 4 Marines, 2 Hellions, and a tank. And Rex, he's expanding. He's expanding back at home. Ay, ay, ay. He's like, ace player, who's that? GG gets called, and Rex takes game number 1. Oh my god. We are 1 step closer to qualifying for Codes. GG. Oh my god, Rex. I'm sure he maybe had a talk with uThermal. You know, maybe uThermal, he's like, okay, papi, look, I have a couple of builds lined up. I have some YouTube videos that I'm about to publish. But you know what? I'm gonna delay it. I'm not gonna publish it yet. I'm gonna show you something. uThermal's like, I'm gonna show you a special build that I've been cooking with my Zerg. Oh my god, I would love to know. I would love to know who sparked the idea for this. As Rex, he does pop off, he does come out on top, does take game of a special. A big win here for Rex and a big win for Offside. Offside are one game away from winning it all for his team and qualifying for Code S. Let's go. Let us go. Maybe that build was uThermal's gift to Rex. I want to believe that's the case. Again, I want to believe that uThermal, he had the charity here. He had the charity to be like, you know what? I'm gonna cancel this upload. You know, I was about to make a video of this build, and I'm gonna keep it hidden. And yo, just for you, Papi, just for you. He kept it unlisted just for Rex. Showed him the build. Let's go. And now HyperBurg, they're up against the wall. They're up against the wall. The pressure is on. Special needs this win here and now to keep the Code S stream alive. It's on Special to pick the map. It is Special's map pick. What are we going for? What's it gonna be? Looks like we have our map chosen. It is gonna be Crimson Court. Here we go. Crimson Court is coming up next. It is Special's map pick. Let's go. Onside versus offside would be fun in WTL. True, true. So heartbreaking to see Team Vitality versus offside. Ay, ay, ay. It could happen. We're almost there. We are almost there. Catching up my soul. And here we go. We're getting into this. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have Rex for offside. And in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have for HyperBurg, Special. Special, he is the ace player again. He was supposed to lead the charge. He was supposed to captain his team and inspire them. But things are looking bleak for HyperBurg. Things are looking bleak for Special. He needs to win here and now to keep that dream alive. The pressure is on. And it looks like a 2x Reaper. Now, if you were here yesterday, you would have seen Special versus... Oh, who did he play against? We casted HyperBurg versus Club NV, Special versus Mondo. And we saw Special go for, I think it was on this map, 2x Reaper. We also saw Special go for Rax into Factory into Mech. We saw that as well. I'm curious if Special is willing to do that here. Do you have a Rax on the low ground? 2 gases behind this. Shout out to the sponsors as well, of course. Shout out to Doyu, Bio, Autofull, and Tidal as well. I do know that a lot of these sponsors, they don't really have a presence outside of China, so we can't really support them too much. But if you ever can, you know, check them out. WTL is an amazing event, an amazing tournament. We don't have many team leagues like this anymore. It's the replacement pro league, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. Makes for some amazing games. So big shout out to the sponsors. Otherwise, it looks like Special is not going for a 2x Reaper. He's going for a Rax into Factory on the low ground. This is the Special build, something that he's been known for quite often here. Should be seeing that Factory momentarily. Should be leading into an expansion. This is a build that Special's quite fond of, that we see quite often, that he does sprinkle into series. Do see it quite often here. I believe the last time we saw this did lead into Mech. Not saying that it will this time, but it's something that we have to keep in the back of our minds. Here we go. uThermal just neuroparasites all his teammates. Oh, let's go. Rex has done his job. He has, right? Like, the reality here is that Rex... It would have been like one game is all that we really did need from him, and he did it. He pulled it off, right? Like it was beautiful. It was amazing. Rex, he can go to bed from here, but oh, he catches a Reaper. No, he gets us around. The trap is real. The Reaper goes down. That is a brutal start for Special. Ay ay ay. Rex, he's on fire right now. He's popping off. Calm down, Bobby. It's still just Code 8. Oh my god, behind this he's going for a Roach Warren. Now what's scary, because of that Reaper, because the Reaper was sniped, no scout. Currently there's no scout going on right now. The Reaper does pivot away towards the main base. Queen is in position, the scout is denied. Special doesn't see. He does not see the gases, he does not see the Roach Warren. Special, he's in the dark right now. He's blind. He doesn't know what's coming. And he needs to. He needs to piece this together, he needs to figure it out. Alas, so far, Rex doing quite a good job here at keeping up with the movement of Special. Behind this, going in towards a Cyclone to have a medevac behind this for some drop play. Hi. And here come the Roaches. The Roaches, they're in production as we speak. Special still just poking in. Again, with his medevac, he is going to be able to harass across the map and get into the bases. Did this against Mondo, if you remember. As I appreciate that Rex is even morphing in his Ravagers. And because of this build from Special, specifically because of this build, the factory is on the low ground. What does that mean? The factory is exposed. Usually your factory would be in the main base, it would be safe, your production would be safe against this kind of aggression, but if Rex breaks the natural, he breaks the production. That's what's terrifying right now. Everything is on the line for Special. It's all out in the open because of his build. Does manage to get a Roach Warren. Sorry, a Roach. Does pick up a Roach already. Good pick off. Good start by Special. He has the high ground. Good control out of Rex. Does pull back that weakened Roach. And he's gaining ground. The tank is on the way. And again, you can see here the tank. The factory. It's so exposed. We cannot lose this position. Special, he has to hold. He does take down another Roach. Good snipe there from Special. Gets one more Roach. Another does morph into a Ravager. Tank does arrive, but we have Biles. And the Biles, they will connect. Tank barely does survive. Roaches are going down. Ooh, bit of miscontrol at a Rex. Yeah, he runs into the wall. He bleeds out a lot of units. And Special's holding. Phew. Special, he is holding. He shuts down the Roaches. He shuts down the Ravagers. He's okay. He has weathered the storm. Behind this, Rex is droning. But again, this was a tight hold. If Special didn't spot the move out, if Special didn't hold on to the high ground, then Rex would have gotten across the map. He would have gotten on top of the factory. Different game. Would have been a very different game. So important there for Special to slow it down and to engage when he did. And now he survives. Now we have a game. Whew. We have a game on our hands. Liberator going to be harassing across the map. The drop is moving out. Special is pushing. He knows, he smells blood in the water. Rex, he invested quite a lot into that Roach push and it did not pay off. And now he's in some trouble. The tanks have arrived. Special pushing in. Yeah, and he gets within range of the hatchery. We barely have an army. Rex, he was droning. He was doing nothing but droning. He's not ready for this. Barely an army to speak of. And this hatchery, it's gonna go down. The boys are being pulled. We have to. Oh my god, it's a Meek Rider. The boys are being pulled. Massive tank shots going off. 15 drones go down. And it looks like Rex, he will hold, but at what cost? At the cost of 17 drones. And he doesn't get the tank. Ay. You can see how quickly things can snowball out of control here with a failed all-in, with a failed push. He committed so much to those Roaches. The Liberator does siege. And Special is just rallying everything across the map. He knows how close he is to breaking this base. And he wants it. He wants it, Papi. He wants the base. Does siege up as well. You can see Rex trying to get a concave going, but the hatchery does fall. We're making use of the Broodlings. Yeah, but it's too much. And GG gets called. Special, he fights back. He puts a point on the board. He does fight back for himself and for his team for HyperBurg. Whew. GG. GG, well played. HyperBurg, they're still in this. There is still a chance, there's still hope for Team HyperBurg, but it's going to be difficult to overcome what comes next, because up next is Firefly. The ace player, the strongest player on OFFSYDE, has been saved for the final series. Firefly versus threepoint. Here we go. Again, Firefly, he has been on fire as of late. He's a beast of a player, of a Protoss. He's up against threepoint. Now, what I should emphasize very quickly, threepoint is the cheesiest Zerg player in all of South Korea. He's a Korean Zerg, very similar to HonMonO in that respect. The cheesiest Zerg player out there. I do not expect a late game. I do not expect a long series. I expect some all-ins. I expect the all-ins, Papi. We'll see. We'll see. Now, threepoint, he can play macro. He can play some damn good macro games. We've casted plenty of threepoint, but he thrives in the aggression. He thrives in the all-ins. And that can cause an upset. That can bring Firefly to his knees as well. As game one is on Alkion. Let's go. Let us go. HyperBurg, they need 3 points to win 2 games in a row to force the ace match. Otherwise, 1 game is all Firefly needs to win this series and to advance on into Code S. That is all he does need. Let's go. The pressure is on 3 points. The pressure is on. Here we go. Now again, we're going to be loading into Alcyone, a very large map in the map pool, very macro-oriented. There is a gold base. That is an option for 3 points. He could try to rush into the gold to boost his all-in. Is possible, but here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Firefly for OFFSYDE. And in the bottom left, we have his opponent. We have, for HyperBurg, 3 points. Remember how I said, oh, okay, we're not quite going for something too crazy with the gas first, but it is going to be a 15-15, very safe opener out of 3 points. Meanwhile, Firefly, where are we headed? Bappy. 3 point was meant to be the cheeser, but Firefly, he mines through the center minerals, and he's moving over towards the right-hand side. He's going for a proxy of his own, I imagine. He's checking the goal base. Okay. He is first checking the goal base, making sure that 3 point doesn't try to pull a fast one over on him. Gateway's on the way. Now, we actually see this a lot from players like Hero and Classic. Whenever Hero and Classic play against Dark, they do exactly what Firefly is doing. They check the goldie immediately. Because Dark, he's in love with this gold base on this map, and he, more often than not, does take it. Meanwhile, we spoke about how 3 point is very cheesy. Firefly, first thing he does, he checks the gold. He's a little bit paranoid. I do not blame him. And from here, we're getting into a standard game. Whew. So again, Firefly just being very safe and very aware of the kind of player that 3 point is. Moving out does confirm the timing of the hatchery. It is a 15-15. Very safe build here from 3 points. And what does this mean? This means that gases are late. It means that 3 point his gases are delayed, so he's not really going to be too aggressive or too assertive here. We'll be relying on queens to defend, we'll be droning, we'll be getting into a standard safe early game in this Zerg versus Protoss. And Firefly does confirm he should be feeling pretty safe upon seeing this. Should be feeling pretty safe here overall. Back at home, gate expanded to Cybercore. We've yet to determine our tech of choice. Now, Firefly, he's a pretty aggressive player himself. Firefly typically thrives in the mid-game. Like, he's very mid-game oriented, with Twilight Council-based openers, with Robo-based builds as well. He's going for a proxy pylon. Very interesting. Alright, Firefly, what do you got? What do you have for us? We could go for a proxy Twilight Council with a Dark Shrine, question mark? I'm curious. No, it's going to be a Stargate. Okay, proxy Stargate out of Firefly. Tells me that the Oracle is going to get across the map a little bit faster. Is going to be able to wreak havoc in the mineral line a little faster as well. Bold move. I'm a little bit on the fence on this. On the one hand, it does mean that you can get damage done a lot faster. True, does allow you to be more aggressive. But Stargates can be quite important as the game progresses, going into a triple Oracle opener, transitioning to Skytoss later on. To throw down your Stargate out here in the open, it's so risky. We'll see if we can get away with it. We'll see if Firefly can get away with it. As for now, the Stargate's about to finish and the Oracle is on the way. It's going to hit hard, is going to hit fast. Meanwhile, 3 points is droning. His droning is taking a third base as we speak. Saturating his bases, getting set up. Working towards link speed. Didn't skip it. And I believe he doesn't have a spore. There's no spores yet, but we do have queens, and there we go. The first spore has begun in the natural. First spore just now started. Queens are rotating between the bases. Adepts are moving out. Firefly does get in. Does get one. Does get... Oh! Barely a second. 2 drones go down. We do take a couple of extra hits. Ooh, a lot of extra damage, actually. Firefly flying too close to the sun. Does get burned. 3 drones, but he's down to a slither of HP. Does take a lot of hold damage on that first Oracle. Second Oracle's on the way. Adepts are still threatening on the right-hand side, as link speed has kicked in. And you can see 3 point is looking for the proxy. He does come across the Stargate. And he will shut it down. He should eventually shut it down. Do see a couple of oracles on the way as well. Third oracle should be able to pop out just in time. And we're even able to clean up some of these lings as well. Behind this we have a Twilight Council, 2 more gateways. I don't see a forge, so it looks like Firefly, he has the option to go into Glaive Adepts if he so chose to, or this could just be Blink. We'll see what he commits with. As again, there is a delayed forge here for Firefly, or we're just skipping it entirely. It is possible. 3-point going for a lair. There it is. It is going to be Blink from Firefly. So a much more aggressive variation here of Blink, as he did prioritize additional gateways, so he's going for some extra warp-ins. It does mean that his +1 is going to be quite delayed, that is true, but he makes up for it by being active with these Stalkers and by hopefully catching 3-point drone kills, Overlords, applying pressure to the 4th. We'll see. As he is moving out. Got Firefly pushing through the center. Does have the oracles to support those Stalkers. A Blink is not quite done. It's halfway. But this may catch 3-point off guard. As it looks like we catch another Overlord. Ooh, another supply block. Queens are revealed. There we go. 20 Lings are in production. Firefly has to be very careful. He does not have Blink for those Stalkers. They're vulnerable. And 3-point, he's going Ling Hydra. Okay, no roaches. Straight up Ling Hydra can be ideal against Blink Stalker heavy compositions. Speaking of, that's all we have. It's pushing in. Being very careful. Blink finishing up in 5 seconds. Ooh, we do bait out the Pulsar Beam. Very nicely done by 3-point. Does waste energy on those oracles. But we rotate around, we do hit the 4th. Now we get an Overlord, we don't quite get the base. Blink is done. We do get away. But at least Firefly gets his 4th base. It is not cancelled. From here, Firefly is going to be transitioning into charge lots, and I imagine Archons alongside them. So Blink Stalker into charge lots. Prism's on the way. It's backing off. 3-point going for his own counterattack, but we have Oracles in position. We should be okay. Yeah, Oracles and Stalkers. There's that Temple Archives. I assumed it was going to be for Archons, and I'm sure it will, but for now, Storm is in production. Storm is going to be ideal against both Lings and Hydras. 3-point, he's taking up quite quickly, though. Doesn't invest too heavily into these Hydras yet, is going for Lurkers. Lurker Den is on the way. So 3-point is going for a longer, later game. He's embracing Alcyone. I do appreciate this. If you remember earlier, I did say that 3-point he can play some really good late game. I've been very impressed with his late game in the past as well. I appreciate that that's what he's embracing straight up here on Alcyone. As he cancels the 5th base. Was that 3 times? Jesus. 5th base is denied. Lurker Den is finishing up. By the time Firefly pushes, we might have some Lurkers ready in time. It's going to be close. But now they are Lair Tech Lurkers. Soon to be Hive Tech, though. Upgrades are on the way. Storm is done. We don't have any Lurkers yet. Uh-oh. No Lurkers yet as Firefly is pushing in. Does trade with the Lings. High Templar have yet to be revealed. This is a big timing here for Firefly. Only Hydra Ling Queen to defend. Storms are going to be ideal. Yeah, the first Storm does zone away the army. Lurkers are in production. Big Storm here on the Hydras and the Queens. Oh my god, we just blanket the army. We just blanket the army and storm. So many of them. Lurkers are on the way, but do we have a revelation? We do. We have Vision and Firefly. He's breaking on through. We have Lurkers, but they're so exposed. We dive on top of them. We focus them down one after the other. It was insane how many storms we had. It was disgusting, Papi. And with that, we break through the defensive line. 3-point, he's in so much trouble. Barely has an army to speak of. A handful of Hydras, a handful of Lings. That's all we have left. And we're getting into the mineral line. You can see the Firefly is bleeding out a little bit, but yeah, we have some reinforcements. And again, he was so close. GG gets called. Firefly catching 3-point with his pants down just before he had lurkers. And GG, Firefly does it. Offside will be qualifying for Code S. GG, well played. Let's go. Let's go, Pop. Let's go. Oh, there's an animal in the chat. Shaking my head. But GG, well played. Congratulations, Offside. They will qualify for WTL Code S. They will advance on over HyperBurg in a pretty unexpected fashion. uThermal, he popped off. uThermal popped up tonight, taking down HonMonO. I was really concerned for uThermal in that series. I was favoring HonMonO, to be honest, when uThermal popped off. Likewise, Rex did well as well. To be able to take game one off of special, very impressive play there out of Rex. Well done. And now Firefly closes it out. It was a team effort. That's what I love about this. It was a team effort. It wasn't Firefly carrying like we thought he would. It wasn't, uThermal like gambling and rolling nothing but Terran. It wasn't Rex, going down to special. Like, again, special should have been favored there. Everyone, they did their part. Everyone did their parts, and congratulations. GG. GG, well played. Offside will make it into that main event. I look forward to seeing more of them. I look forward to seeing more of Offside. They're going to be joining Berserker Esports as well as Twisted Fairy in Code S. And you know what that means? That means that Team Vitality, aka Onside versus Offside, it's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. Oh, my heart bleeds a little bit. My heart bleeds a little bit for the team owner. It's never a good thing. It's never a good feeling seeing your kids fight. Never a good feeling, but it's gonna be great. And here we go. We're getting into our next game. We will still play it out. In the bottom right, we have Firefly. In the top left, we have 3-point. Let's go. And thank you so much. Oh my god, for the 69s. You're an animal, Papi. Big shout out to the owner of Onside and Offside. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Lo hicimos, papi. Code S, lo hiciste, papi. Ga, papi, ga. Congratulations, papi. Congratulations. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the 600. Sorry, almost 600. For the $69.69 tip. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support, papi. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, thanks to all the support that we get in the chat. We're able to host our own events like Sparkling Tuna Cup, like Sea Duckling Open and Master Swan Open as well. Gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much for the support. And congratulations. Congratulations. Get some rest, papi. Well deserved. Well deserved. And give a bonus to your players. Give them a bonus. As we're settling into this, it's going to be a hatch pool opener from 3-point. Do love to see it. It's going to be a hatch pool from our Red Zerg player. Meanwhile, Firefly going to be opening up with a gate expand. Okay. So a standard opener from our Protoss. Meanwhile, 3-point is going for what looks to be another safe opener himself. I think it was a 15-15. I didn't quite see it at the time. I was a little bit distracted. But it does look like another 15-15, able to get his natural base on location. Ooh. Here we go. And yeah, the reality is that there's a little bit less on the line here in this game. Offside, they've already taken the series. HyperBurg, they're already knocked out of Code A. But there's still some pride on the line. There's still some individual point rankings on the line as well. 3-point, he will still play his heart out here, and maybe he will play even better with the pressure now off. I do want to believe. For now, though, Firefly going for a Stargate opener. And again, talking about that last game, that was a crazy game as well. Firefly, he rocked up with, I think it was like 6 High Templar with 6 Storms. It was crazy. And he hit just before the Lurkers finished. Just before the Lurkers got ready, he was able to just wedge himself in and go for the kill. Very crisp timing there out of Firefly. And now we find ourselves in game 2. Third base is on the way for 3-point. Firefly just setting up back at home. Should be just a Stargate opener into Oracle, into a third base, into triple Oracle. Don't expect Firefly to deviate too much here in his initial opener. Oh my god, I spoke too soon! Because that is a Phoenix First. Let's go. Now, the power of a Phoenix First build here is that we hunt down the Overlords and we keep 3-point in the dark. We keep the build hidden as to what comes next. Now, a Phoenix Opener can lead into double Stargate Mass Phoenix, could lead into double Stargate Sky Toss, could lead into a Twilight Council, into Glaive Adepts, into a charge-based all-in, into a Forge Twilight Council +1 Blink Stalker. Anything could be coming out. The problem here is that 3-point doesn't know. And you can see that Firefly, he even intentionally avoids this first Overlord. He gets across the map, he's going to get one additional Overlord for free. Basically, if this Phoenix went for the closest Overlord first, then that would have given 3-point time to pull his Overlords back home and to save them. That Overlord that was just killed was intentionally killed just so we can come back, and we know that this Overlord, it's got an expiry date. Like, it's going to go down one way or another. There's no rush in killing it. So that is going to be an extra Overlord kill for Firefly. Very nicely done. 2 Overlords going to be going down. And there is that hidden tech that we spoke about. I was curious what it was going to be. Twilight Council. And a Forge, to be fair. So Twilight Council Forge follow-up. This could be +1 in Blink or +1 in Charge. Both are viable. Both are options. We'll see what direction Firefly does head in. As he does rotate around, he's looking for another way in. Queens are keeping up. So far, 3-point, he's able to keep up with Firefly. And there it is, +1 and Charge is on the way. Not Blink Stalkers. Gateway Explosion as well. That's going to be 6 gates in total for Firefly. Won't be able to cancel the 4th base. Won't be able to force that cancel, but regardless, does get eyes on it. Melee is going to be on the way. And we'll see if Firefly invests into more of these gateways. As we've seen him be quite aggressive and quite assertive with these Zealots, where he just doesn't even go for a Robo, no Warp Prism, no Immortals, just you warp in a wave of 12 or so Zealots, even more, and just walk across the map. It's terrifying. It's terrifying what Firefly can bring of this, or can make of this. As there are those Zealots that are being warped in. We're warping in wave after wave of Zealots, building them up back at home, banking them in the natural base, and soon we're going to be pushing. And it's going to hit a very unorthodox timing. It's going to hit a little bit earlier than Zerg players used to. And if 3-point doesn't have Bailings or Roaches, he could be in some trouble. He spots the army. Does spot the army. Bailing Nest just now started. Roach Warren has not been thrown down. We have Ling Queen to defend. We can defend, but this Zealot army is going to trade well. Ooh, as we throw down the pylon. Looking to reinforce on the front lines. That's a lot of Queens, though. We do pick them up. We go for lift. Queen is lifted. Oracle's doing what they can. Zealots gets surrounded. And it looks like we should clean up the Zealots, but here comes the reinforcements. The boys are being pulled, and it looks like 3-point he should hold. Whew. Yeah, the Queens, they transfuse each other. We do hold on. And even though we had to pull the boys, most of those drones survived. All of the drones survived. They did not go down. So far, good defense out of 3-point. Zealot army does continue. Is pushing in. That's still a lot of Lings. And 3-point, he should be okay. He should shut this down. Oracles are going ham in the mineral line. They get 4 drone kills. They even shave off a couple of these Lings, but the Zealots go down. And 3-point holds. Okay, we have 3 base versus 3 base. 3-point working towards the Infestation Pits. Working towards Hive. Getting into his Ling Vein. And we can see Firefly transition into Archons. +2 is on the way. Archons, more Zealots. Firefly is going to be stuck at home. And he was hoping for more damage. He traded with Lings, but he wanted Queen kills or drones or anything else. Didn't get it. Didn't get it in the end. As Lings, they do go for a big counterattack. We have an army in position to defend, though. It will hold. We will manage to hold on. Lings are forced back. Storm is on the way. Blink as well. +2. There's another gateway explosion. Firefly getting ready for a second push. Is getting ready for the second push. Again, we saw how devastating his storm timing was in game 1. We'll see how it is here in game 2 as we do catch the Zealots. 3-point, he does gain map control. He's even going for a counter-attack as well. Banelings are going for the 3rd base. Going for the 4th. Banelings are rolling on in. Where's the reaction? Ooh, we do react in time. Only 1 probe goes down, but the wall is wide open. The wall is not a wall. Lings, they flood into the natural base. They get into the mineral line. Pylon gets depowered, and it looks like we do manage to get 3 probe kills, but that is still not good enough. That was a big investment. That was a lot of Ling Bane thrown away. And we got 3 probes and a pylon. And now here comes the counterattack. Storm is done. Storm is done. We have 5 High Templar being morphed in. Okay, Firefly is staying back at him. He's only harassing with the prison. Isn't pushing, isn't committing yet. Not quite committing here as he goes for a storm drop into the mineral line. Oh my god. Gets 3 drones. Could have been so much worse. So you can see how softened up those drones are though. So we're going to keep those High Templar in between the bases. At any moment we can go for another storm drop as well. That will be a constant threat for 3-point. Behind this, the Hive is done. He's getting into Ling Bane Ultra. Okay. Kindness Plating, Adrenal, +3. Ultras are in production. Before Ultras can come out, here comes Firefly. He's pushing. That's a lot of Banelings though. Up. There's a lot of Banelings. Archons have to push forward. And we do have Storms. Storms are thrown down. Banelings, they get annihilated. We go for a big Ling counterattack instead, but we have the overcharge. We have a Zealot warp in. The Zealots are getting overwhelmed. Never mind, the overcharge is too good. Oh my god. Firefly defends back at home. He's pushing across the map. We do have an Archon. An Archon? Sorry, we do have an Ultra. And with the help of this Ultra, it looks like we should shut this down. Whew. Firefly is going to get cleaned up. Did kill 8 workers. Firefly taking an economic lead, getting into immortal production. 2nd robos on the way for double immortals. We are working on that. And 3-point isn't looking too bad, to be honest. He's lacking some saturation, to be fair. And it would be nice if we waited for our upgrades to kick in before we pushed out like this, as we bleed out a lot of Lings. We've made our way into these Ultras. Now would be a good moment to start taking up into a Spire as well, to start transitioning. Just because the Ultra was spotted, we have so many Immortals in production. Firefly is getting ready for it. But for now, 3-point is doubling down. Storm drop, ooh, almost comes back in. That's a kill, not a cancel. Uh-oh. 400 minerals down the drain. Big pig off there by 3-point. Does kill the Nexus. Storm drop comes back in. Up. We don't quite go for it. We do pull back. Queens are in position. We do manage to pull back in time. The immortal count is still building up. We're still not quite there. As I say that, once again, the wall is wide open. Lings, they flood in. Ultras, they head towards that 5th base. As Lings, they camp the production, they get on top of the Robo. Big pickoffs here, 3 points. That's another kill on the Nexus. Gets the Nexus, gets some High Templar. Ultras are popping off. Lings, they disrupt the production. Ooh, but a much more effective storm drop here. 7 drones go down. And Firefly is popping off here in the harass. He gets the Queen. Gets 8 workers, gets 2 queens. Going for another. Firefly coming in with 2 War Prisms to harass. And even though he did lose some Robos, even though he did lose some High Templar, Firefly is already remaxed. It's already built up. Dropping in once again. We see 3-point trying to cause some chaos, going for non-stop run-bys, but this time Firefly is ready for it. Now, I'm a little bit surprised we're not seeing tech from either player. Firefly could work towards Sky Toss. We could be seeing a Fleet Beacon at this point. Ooh, Storms against Ultras, not ideal. Yeah, the Ultras, they get on top of the High Templar. They break through. They're going for the Immortals. Good kiting, though, as 2 Ultras go down. We get 3, we get 4. Oh my god, you can see how quickly those Immortals chew through the Ultras. It's gonna happen again. How many High Templar do we have? Jesus, what is that, like 12 High Templar? Oh my god. That's a lot of Storms. Oh, they have their auto attacks as well. Let's go. But yeah, the Ultras, they get completely shut down. They get shut down. We can see 3-point once again going for non-stop Ling run bys. Does force a cancel. Ling Harass has done well for itself. But 3-point, that was a big loss for him. Bleeding out, what was that, like 6+ Ultras in a matter of seconds in both engagements. And we have yet to tech up. We could have been working towards Brood Lords or towards Lurkers or anything else. I'm concerned that the Immortal count is getting too high. And we've just been stuck on Ultras. Yeah, big Storms on the army. We do get a good Fungal. But the Storms, they just do not end. Oh my god. Finally the High Templar go down. Immortals are coming in. Not a bad trade out of 3-point. Did reset the High Templar counts. There were like 11 High Templar and now there are none. Firefly has to respond. He responds with 2 more Robos. Again, we could try to go for Sky Toss, but nah, just double down on Robo. Double down on Mass Immortal. Okay, fair enough. Firefly trying to just brute force his way through. As he does manage to catch one of these Infestors. Get 2, gets 3. 3 Infestors go down. Ultras are caught out as well. Ultras are caught out. At least 3-point does catch the Prism. Does get on top of that War Prism. But again, that Immortal count's getting higher and higher. We have, what, 3, maybe 4 Robos producing. Lings, they do slip in once again. Firefly doing his best hero impression. I mean, the wall is wide open. We're getting on top of the Robos. Big pickoffs. Robos are going down. 3 points. Fighting back. He does get 3 Robos. Does manage to get all 3 of them. Firefly being forced to rebuild. Once again, investing quite heavily into these High Templar, which will not help against the Mass Ultra. It does feel like Firefly is being a little bit stubborn here. A little bit. Well, but likewise, so is 3-point. I mean, but this is working better for 3-point with the Mass Ultra. It does feel like it's working a little bit better for him. Especially with the Ling Harass. Meanwhile, Firefly finally takes another base. Which is concerning. 3-point is still only on 5 hatcheries, just now taking a stick. Do catch an Ultra. Does go down. You catch an Ultra. The Bay is on the way. Let's go. Finally, Disruptors, Colossi, some other form of tech. It's coming. Is on the back of Firefly's mind. 3-point still sharking around. Now 3-point does have a super maxed army. He's staying on a low drone count of 64. Intentionally so, just so he has more Ultras. Ultras are quite supply dense. It's a risky maneuver. If a 3-point takes a bad fight, then he does have a bank right now, but it's going to be difficult to replace that bank, to replenish it. Again, it's not the biggest of banks. Smaller than that of Firefly. So Firefly does rotate around. Good feedbacks here on the queens. The problem here as well is that I don't think 3-point can ever engage off of creep, as we are taking one of 3-point spaces. Oh my god! And we're just pushing. We're just moving out across the map. Forget about it. We're going for the counterattack. Ooh, we thought about it at least. 3-point, where are we going? Do we counterattack? Do we deny the center base? We've got to do one. Right now we're being distracted by the Warp Prism. Spire finally on the way. Oh my god. As the storm drop is here, massive storm's going to be going off. We blanket the mineral line. 14 drones go down. 3-point, he barely has an economy. But again, this Spire, better late than ever, I guess. I know it's been only 20 minutes, but it feels like it's been longer without that Spire. We are teching. Meanwhile, we can see Firefly building a Phoenix. Okay, interesting. Ultras are going for a big counterattack. They catch some of the High Templar. They get 3. Not a single storm gets thrown down. Pretty good pickoff so far. As I say that, we bleed out some of these Ultras. 3-point taking one of Firefly's bases now. But yeah, it's a little bit too ambitious. It's a kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. Firefly wants to push in. Gets an Infestor. Gets some good feedbacks as well. Yeah, you can see Firefly just picking this army apart. Now he's got a good immortal count. Going for the Ultras, going for the base. And 3-point, he has to engage. This is his most important mining base right now. The Vipers are gathering energy. Phoenix being an annoyance. Oh my god, the feedbacks! Oh my god! The High Templar diving feedback every single Infestor. Ay, 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 and we are not stopping, we're not slowing down. Yeah, Firefly is going for the kill, going for the throat. No more fungals, no more neurals. There's one Infestor with energy. Only one. And there's that one fungal. Not a bad connection. Ultras, they collapse on this big storm on the Lings. Infestors are going down. We do surround the army. A good surround with these Ultras. We clean up every single immortal. But 3-point lost 47 drones. He doesn't have an economy. He's down to 17 workers. He's completely all in. No more bank. Nothing else is left here for 3-point. He has to go. He's going for the production. Once again, going for the robos. Would you force a mass cancel? 3-point. Sorry, Firefly going for a base trade. Uh-oh. I mean, Firefly, he's got a 6k, 5k bank. Jesus. Yeah, he can just warp in across the map instead. Set up his production elsewhere. Yeah, he's going for the kill. There we go. More gateways on the way. Time is in Firefly's favor. So even though 3-point's busy in the main base of Firefly, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. Firefly is going for a massive gateway explosion. I would have loved to have seen some Stargates. Like a handful of Void Rays would just do so well here. As we got a surround of the Spire. 11 gates on the way. Firefly needs pylons though. He's going to get supply blocked. And 3-point is racing back home. Kill the main base. Turns back around. Catches some Immortals. Does catch a couple of Immortals, and looks like we should have a recall. Otherwise, we might lose everything. Oof, yeah, we go for the recall. Most of the army does escape. Now, I believe we have 0 Immortals left. No Immortals, no Archons, only a Gateway army. This is still pretty close. Look at the supplies. 3-point, he has 106 army supply. It's insane. And he's pushing in. Good Sim City here by Firefly. Yeah, we have the overcharge. Fungal does connect. And the chain fungal on the Stalkers. Ultras, they are breaking in. 3-point, can he pull this off? Can he do it? It's all or nothing. He's down to 0 drones. Again, imagine one Void Ray. A handful of Void Rays even. Stalkers, yeah, they're being chased down. One after the other. They are falling. They're being completely cleaned up. And 3-point, can he bounce back? Do we have any warp-ins? Do we have any warp-ins? We do. You see Firefly setting up a base on the right-hand side. Probes are going down. We're getting knocked down to 9 to 8 workers. The Mass Ultra, it's working. Somehow paying off here. Do we have another warp-in? We do, across the map. Oh, we could go for the elimination. Oh my god. Do we have a building? I completely forgot. Do we have any buildings left? Gases are going down. Bailey Nest as well. 3-point, he has 0 drones. He can't make anything. What do we have left? We have, I think, 3 gas geysers. We have 1 gas geyser on the right-hand side. GG gets called as the writing is on the wall, and Firefly will take the 2-0, sealing the win here. 5-1 for OFFSYDE. GG, well played. Congratulations. That went down to the wire. It was a messy game for the most part, with both players refusing to really tech up and transition. We had 3-point just doubling down on Mass Ultra. We had Firefly doubling down on Mass Immortal, refusing to work towards Sky Toss or Broodlords or Lurkers. That was a brutal game, but GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to OFFSYDE as they have qualified for Codes, and a shout out to Berserker Esports as they've made it into the grand finals. They've made it into the grand finals, and we are now getting ready for the final day of Code. I'm sure we're about to get an update. Here, and here we go. We have the bracket. Let's quickly zoom in. Here. We have Berserker Esports waiting in the grand finals, and we have Twisted Fairy versus OFFSYDE, I believe, tomorrow. Let's go. We have 2 matches left. Twisted Fairy versus OFFSYDE, followed by the winner against Berserker, and that is going to be taking place tomorrow after ESL Open Cup Asia. GG. GG, well played. It has been a wild ride here. It's been a wild Code A. I remember so many people did not have faith in OFFSYDE. So many people, they were like, no, like Club NV, they would be the ones to make it through instead, or maybe one of these other teams, but the stars aligned. The stars aligned, and OFFSYDE, they popped off. Miracles did occur, and congratulations to all of our qualifying teams here tonight. It was a great night of StarCraft, and yeah, we're going to be wrapping up here for the night as well. We are going to be wrapping up. If you enjoy the broadcast, if you want some more StarCraft action, we're going to be back tomorrow. With, I just mentioned it, ESL Open Cup Asia. ESL Open Cup Asia, it is in how many hours time? Let me just double check. It is in 17 hours time, so make sure you're there, make sure you're a part of it. After we finish ESL Open Cup Asia, we are going to be live with WTL, with the final day of World Team League Code A. So this event will be continuing and will be ending tomorrow. Then we're going to have a break. I believe there's going to be like a week break, maybe a 2-week break before Codes begins. And Codes, that's when the best teams of the world will face off against each other to crown this season's champion. Oh boy, let's go. So yeah, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, everyone. We do appreciate it. If you want, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. I'm checking who's live right now. Most likely maybe Eba. Eba just went live. Who else is live right now? Who else do we have? I see Strange. I see Eba. I see anyone else. We'll find someone, Pat. We'll find someone. Most likely Eva, most likely. But otherwise, thank you for watching. You can support us however you wish. You can follow us on social media, you know, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings. We also have a Patreon, Patreon in the chat. If you want to support us monetarily, you can do so via Patreon, or you can even subscribe on Twitch. We are live here on a daily basis, every single day, multiple times a day, like today, for example. Today we casted Sparkling Tuna Cup and WTL. Tomorrow we have ESL Asia and WTL as well. So multiple broadcasts a day. Thank you so much. We're going to be heading off here for the night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you are still unsatiated, if you still want some more StarCraft, then check out ESL Pro Tour, because EPT Spring is ongoing. It is currently live as we speak, going over the Americas region, and featuring some of our very own. The Ducklings are a part of this as well. There's Eric, there's Dolan. They are taking part in EPT Spring, so cheer for them. Cheer for the Ducklings, Pappy. Cheer for them. Let's go. As we're going to be going on. Yeah, we're going to be heading off. We're going to be heading off for now. I'm going to go to bed. It's 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m., Pappy. It's almost 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, Pappy. Bye. Hasta luego.